Hey guys, it is me, Stace. Welcome back to another Friday PIP, which is our Pinterest inspired project. Today we're making this really fun card. This is a Gatefold easel card. You can see it has a belly band on that. Take that off, open it up, and there's your Gatefold card. But on the inside it also has an easel card. How fun is that card, right? Super cute, and it's really easy to make. It just requires a lot of pieces, a lot of cardstock. Alright, so to get started, you will need 2 sheets of the same color. So we have one piece here that's 8.5 by 11, same color 4 by 5.5. Then for your accent cardstock color, you will need 2 pieces that measure 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then a piece that is 1.5 by 9. Then we have our white cardstock. You will need 2 pieces. These both measure 3.5 by 5. Then a scrap piece for our stamping. Then we have paper 1 and paper 2. So paper 1 is my outside paper, and I have 2 of those that measure 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, and one that is 1.5 by 4. Paper 2, which is on my inside, I need 2 of those as well that measure 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece is 1.5 by 8, or no, I'm sorry, 1 1/4 by 8 3/4. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and take all this aside and do our scoring on this piece. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Alright, so on the 11-inch side, we're going to score this at 2 3/4. And then again at 5.5. Now we're going on the 8.5-inch side. We're going to score this one at 2 1/8. And if you're working with the Cricut trimmer, it is the second line. So 2 1/8. Make sure that's nice and straight. So 2 1/8 is our first one. Then again at 2 1/4. Then go down to 6 1/8. Then again the same idea as the second line. 6 1/8. And then again at 6 1/4. Okay, we can set that aside. We're done with that. Now we're going to go ahead and fold all of our crease marks. And crease really well with the bone folder. So we have our first one here, and they're only an eighth of an inch apart. They're kind of hard to grab. I just grab one corner and I just kind of hold it with my fingers, make sure it's lined up at the top, and then just go down. And that usually catches that second square mark. And you need that extra space there for the bulk of the card. So I'm just going to grab it with my fingers and then score it down. Okay? Alright, so now with your cardstock facing you and you have this flap here, what you want to do is cut out these pieces here. I'm going to turn this around. So at the bottom you have your flap. We're going to cut all this out here and leave this part, but you want to cut on the inside score marks. So we have the 2 score marks there. Cut on the inside score line. Do you guys hear the thunder? We're fixing to get a really bad thunderstorm. Hardy is under my desk and Dinah's right behind me on the rug. Hardy is petrified of thunder. I don't know why, but she is just petrified. Alright, so just go ahead and cut. Again, you're cutting on the second score line, the one that's closest to here. Then just going to cut this piece out entirely. You could also use your trimmer to cut all this out if you want to make sure your lines are super straight. Okay, that's good enough for me. Alright, so now we have our card. So you can see this is the easel part. Put that down and then this folds in there. Alright, now let's work on all of our pieces and our stamps. So we have this piece here. Again, this is the inside piece or the outside piece. This is 3.5 by 5. And I'm going to grab the piece that is 1.5 by 4. And I'm just going to grab my ATG gun here, and we're going to put adhesive on this piece. And then I'm going to line this up at the bottom. And I cut it longer. If I were to cut this piece exactly 3.5, it'd be too short. So I just cut it longer, flip it over, and then just cut the extra off. Okay, so we have that piece. Let me show you where that piece is going to go. That's going to go right there. Okay. All right, now we have the outside piece, or the inside piece. We can set that one aside. I'm going to grab my scrap paper and do some stamping. I'm using 2 of May's stamps. I'm using Stitched Shapes, try saying that one, and Fall Stitched Up. And for this one, I'm just using the oval, and for this one, I'm using quite a few. Let's go ahead and grab our oval, and I'm going to use Stampin' Up! So Saffron ink. I'm actually going to stamp this twice because I need 2 circles, one for the outside and also one for the inside. Alright, so for one of them, I'm going to grab my Calypso Coral ink, and one's going to say thanks, and the other one is going to say, what does it say? You are a beloved friend in all seasons. Thought that was perfect for this paper. Alright, so get this one hopefully lined up in there. Alright, we have that. Now we're going to go in and fussy cut those out. Now I'm just cutting right on the yellow line. I'm not being too precise about it. This is going to be the inside that holds our easel up, and the outside, the other one, the one that says thanks, is going to go on the outside on our belly band. And these 2 stamp sets, they kind of coordinate really well together because they have that dashy score line around them. And the leaves I'm going to use as well have the same design on them. Okay, so let's get this one cut out real quick. So hubby went out, we were looking online. I told you guys in my chatty video yesterday that we were getting new bedroom furniture. And he was really reluctant. He didn't want to do it because the furniture we have is like 40,000, years old. But I convinced him that we needed new furniture. So we were looking online and we did find some. I went and ordered that this morning. That'll be here in the middle of next month. So it gives us plenty of time to do our bedroom. Alright, so we have this piece and this piece. Let's go ahead and set that aside. On this one, I'm going to do some stamping. I'm going to just grab a piece of scrap paper here. Alright, so this one's going to say, Truly Grateful. And I'm going to stamp that in the Calypso Coral. And I'm going to stamp that in the upper left-hand corner on a little bit of an angle. Then I'm going to grab the leaves, and these are from the Fall Stitched Up. And I'm going to stamp the big one in that same color, but I do want to kind of camouflage the bottom. So I'm going to cover my paper at the bottom. I don't stamp on that. I'm just going to stamp on the side a little bit so it's kind of on that and off that. I'm going to grab the other leaf, and that's going to be stamped in the So Saffron. Grab that one and stamp that one right here. And then right there. Okay, so there's all of our stamping. Just going to set all that aside. Alright, now we can start assembling. So, as you can see here, this is our card. Okay, this looks like right there. We're going to do our inside. So for that, you can see we need a piece of the Calypso Coral and our piece of white. I'm going to go ahead and grab these guys and glue them together. I get asked about this. I got this from Michael's many years ago. It's called a Scotch Advanced Tape Glider, otherwise known as an ATG. Get it at Michael's and use a coupon. I love it. Alright, so they're going to get glued together like that, and it's going to go on the inside. Let's grab this one. That's going to go on the inside, just like that. All right, now we have this piece, and you can see that's going to go here. So we need our other piece of Calypso coral. They're going to get glued together. I love easy cards that are also different. So this is a pretty easy card. It just has a lot of pieces that go to it. Now we have the piece of So Saffron. We're going to adhere that one to this one. Just like so. All right, now we have, let's going to glue this one. So if you look at this one, this part here is where you want to put your adhesive. So when you put this one on, it acts as an easel. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put glue on just this piece. I'm going to use my art glitter glue for that. I mean, the ATG tape is strong, but for this purpose I like using a liquid glue, and the art glitter glue is a really good one. All right, I'm going to grab my card and just lining up on the bottom and on the sides to make sure it's going to be nice and straight. Just like that. Just give it a little bit of a rub. I'm going to pick it up and just kind of pinch it. Okay, and again, you only want to put glue on that small half there. All right, so we can set that aside now. Now we have our inside pieces. Oh, did I do that crooked? I might have done it crooked. So you want, nope, I'm okay. All right, we're going to do our inside pieces. And again, we have two of those. They both measure 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And you can by all means use all the same paper. And what's different from the pin that I've seen, the woman that I followed with this, she used cardstock behind here. So you can of course cut your cardstock this color and then put your paper on top, just reducing it by 1/4 inch in size to layer it on there. I just didn't think I needed it on here. Okay, that's going to go here. All right, now we have the one oval that we cut out. We're going to flip it over and put some foam squares on it. I'm just going to use 3. That's going to hold up our easel. Give them a squish, take the backings off, and it still gives you plenty of room to write your greeting. So I'm going to bring this up, just kind of eyeball it where I want it to land, and then just put this here, kind of in the middle. Okay, and then just test to make sure it stands up, and it does. Okay, now we can close that, bring this one over, and bring that one over. Now we have the other papers that were, again, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to glue these ones to the front. So I'm going to put one here, lining it up in the middle. And then one on this side, lining it up in the middle. Okay, so there's our card there. Now you want to create the belly band. And we have that piece here. Now to attach this to this, I tried using my ATG and I tried using the liquid glue. I didn't like it, so I'm actually going to use some sticky strip to glue this down. This way it doesn't fold up on me. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 of them. I'm going to do one on each side of the close edge here, and then one going down the middle. And I also get this from Mamie Made It as well. I get, of course, the stamps are hers, the art glitter glue is hers, and also these little foam squares I get from her as well. Okay. I'm going to take my bone folder and just give them a quick rub. Okay, and then take the backing off. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and put this on here. Okay, now to create the belly band, go ahead and close your card and just put it in the middle. And then just, you don't want to pinch it closed, just kind of fold it around. okay? But you want to fold it to where it's loose. So on this piece, I can see I'm pretty tight here. I'm just going to kind of fold a little bit more outward. Just like that. Okay, and just make sure that you can move it up and down. And I can. So now I'm going to take another piece of that sticky strip, put on the very end right here. That way this is going to hold that closed, and I might just use 2 pieces here. Again, rub that with your bone folder. Alright, and then just going to go back and retest it. Make sure it all lines up, it's good and straight. Take these off. I'm going to pick up the extra adhesive I have over there, and then just lining it up. And just, you want to make sure you're not tight. Okay, just like that. Give it a squish. Take this off and just give it a little pinch like that. And then we're going to take 3 more foam squares on our grating for the outside. Give them a squish. Take the backing off of these. And then plop this in the middle to hide the seam. Okay, and there we have it. So we have this card. Go ahead and put your belly band on there. The one I followed also used ribbon here, but I like the idea of using belly band. So we have that one there. And then when you open it, it looks like that. I mean, such a pretty card. I love that you can see it has the awe factor. You know, you can see the entire base of the card. You can, you know, if you want to stamp here, you could, you know, to bring in more of that leaf pattern or whatever stamps you're using. But I think it's a really fun little card. Very different. I think that's what attracted me to it, is that it was so different and fun, but also really easy to put together. Like I said, it just requires a little bit of paper and cardstock and some cutting, but I think it's a really super cute little card. I will have all the sizes listed below for you guys in the description box. I will also link the original pin that I followed. She also has a video tutorial that you can watch as well. You'll see all that on the link that I linked below. Anyway, guys, any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.